Sunrise spreads over Veyrune, painting the city walls gold. Inside Aurelia's house, the office is already busy with ledgers, crates, herbs, and sealed Lumisilk bottles. Jihan stands at the center of the room, wearing his iron rank badge beside his merchant founder emblem. The system window floats before him, infinite space portal, second stage requirements unlocked. The system explains that the second stage requires high-density mana stones from monsters above level 12. It also requires a rare space-attuned crystal found only in unstable ruin zones. The reward is listed as expanded production domain and automated basic workstations. Jihan's eyes sharpen because that means real factory growth. Miral places 3 reports on Jihan's desk. One is the Baroness Evelyn Luxury in Order. One is the Royal Academy request from Professor Yulian. One is the Princess Sample request through proper Merchant Guild channels. Jihan leans over the desk to read Miral's notes. Miral also leans forward to point at the delivery schedule. Their hands nearly touch above the ledger. Both pause for one quiet second longer than necessary. Sora notices the awkward silence immediately. She grins and asks if she interrupted a business meeting or something more dangerous. Miral turns red and snaps that it was only logistics. Jihan calmly says logistics can be very emotional. Clara arrives from the Merchant Guild with travel permits and a serious expression. She says delivering Royal and Academy samples requires protected transport outside Veyrune. Road attacks have decreased, but closed-eye activity still exists beyond the city's patrol range. Jihan understands that the first expansion shipment must also become an adventurer mission. Clara spreads a map across the desk. The route passes through Windfall Orchard, Greyroot Road, Silverpine Bridge, and the misty Luthmere wetlands. Luthmere connects Veyrune goods to the capital trade river. If Aurelia's house secures Luthmere, future expansion becomes much easier. Miral immediately says the founder should not risk himself on every dangerous route. Jihan says the shipment is too important to trust entirely to strangers. Miral crosses her arms and says she is going with him. The room becomes silent. Miral looks at him steadily. She says he gave her the right to choose, so he cannot complain when she uses it. Jihan has no answer. Clara quietly smiles at Miral's victory. Ria is assigned as the caravan's guard captain. Sora joins as messenger and scout runner. Leora joins to monitor product safety and ingredient stability during travel. Old Hask remains in Veyrune to manage office inventory with Nella and Pip. At the Adventurer Guild, Jihan posts an escort request under his own name. Iron rank adventurers gather around the board quickly. The reward is generous, but the route includes wetlands and possible level 12 monsters. Arya warns that a company founder hiring himself as escort is unusual. A familiar cheerful voice calls Jihan's name from behind. Lyra then enters the guild wearing a travel cloak and merchant badge. She smiles brightly, clearly happy to see him again. Jihan is surprised, then genuinely pleased. Lyra steps closer and says Jihan became famous faster than she expected. Jihan says he only followed the road she helped him enter. Lyra blushes slightly because the compliment sounds more sincere than casual. Across the room, Miral watches with a carefully neutral face. Celine enters the guild, leaning lazily against the doorframe. She says the Warrior Guild has interest in closed-eye movement near the Luthmere wetlands. Garen approved her to join the escort unofficially. Her eyes meet Jihan's, playful and challenging. Lyra looks at Celine with polite curiosity. Miral looks at both of them with quiet calculation. Celine notices the atmosphere and smiles like she enjoys stirring trouble. Jihan pretends not to notice, but his enhanced senses cannot ignore anything. Kale Voss approaches Jihan with his iron rank badge visible. He says he also wants to join the mission. His reason is simple: the route may contain stronger monsters, and stronger opponents improve sword skill. Jihan accepts because Kale is reliable and disciplined. A small hooded scout named NYM raises a hand from behind a table. NYM is quick, quiet, and known for excellent trap detection. Arya says NYM is iron rank despite looking harmless. NYM asks if food is included in the escort contract. The next morning, cargo wagons line up outside Veyrune's western gate. Aurelia's house crates are sealed with batch numbers and merchant guild marks. Lyra's Ven trading house wagon carries dried fruit, cloth, and river trade letters. Rhea checks every wheel, rope, and lock before allowing departure. Jihan walks beside the lead wagon while studying the road. Lyra joins him and talks about merchant families along the Luthmere route. She explains which inns are honest, which guards accept bribes, and which bridges charge unfair tolls. Jihan listens closely, impressed by her practical knowledge. From the second wagon, Miral watches Jihan and Lyra talking. She knows the conversation is business, but the easy warmth between them bothers her. Sora notices and offers her a piece of dried fruit. Miral says she is not jealous, only monitoring team efficiency. Celine appears beside Miral without warning. She says Jihan attracts trouble, money, and women with equal efficiency. Miral nearly drops the ledger. Celine laughs and says she is only making an observation. The caravan makes camp near Windfall Orchard before sunset. Rhea organizes guard rotations with military precision. Kale practices sword forms under an apple tree. Leora checks the Lumisil crates for heat, leaks, and mana instability. At night, the team gathers around a warm campfire. Lyra shares sweet fruitcakes from the Ven wagon. Sora tells exaggerated stories about Jihan catching arrows and bullying auditors. Miral corrects the details every time, making everyone laugh. Later, Jihan finds Miral alone near the wagons, reviewing the ledger by moonlight. He tells her she should rest. Miral says she is afraid that if she stops working, she will become useless again. Jihan gently says her worth is not measured only by work. Miral asks why Jihan treats her so differently from the world that owned her. Jihan answers that people are not tools, even if society forgets that. Miral's eyes soften, and for a moment she seems ready to say something personal. A monster howl interrupts from the dark forest. A pack of shadow wolves emerges from the trees. Red labels appear above them, level 8 night wolves. Rhea shouts for formation while Kale draws his sword. Celine disappears into the darkness to flank them. The wolves rush toward the cargo wagons. Jihan positions himself at the front while Kale guards the left side. Rhea holds the right side with her shield, refusing to let anything pass. NYM climbs a wagon roof and fires small bolts at approaching wolves. One wolf slips past the formation toward Lyra's wagon. Lyra grabs a short merchant dagger, but her hands shake. The wolf leaps at her. Jihan opens a tiny portal and appears between them at the last second. Jihan cuts down the wolf with one clean strike. Lyra stands frozen, close enough to hear his breathing. He asks if she is hurt. She shakes her head, cheeks red from fear and something else. In the dark trees, Celine hunts the wolf pack leader. Her short blades flash under moonlight. The leader is faster than the others, marked as level 10 Night Wolf Alpha. Celine smiles dangerously and says she finally found something fun. Jihan arrives in time to intercept the Alpha's second attack. Celine uses his interruption to cut the monster's rear leg. Jihan and Celine move together with surprising rhythm. Their blades cross past each other without collision. Jihan says she should focus before the monster bites her. Celine replies that danger makes compliments more honest. They strike together, forcing the Alpha backward. From camp, Sora watches with wide eyes and whispers that the love battlefield is expanding. The Night Wolf Alpha attempts one final leap. Jihan opens a small portal under its front paw, ruining its balance. Celine drives her blade into its exposed side. Jihan finishes it with a clean strike to the neck. Jihan picks up the level 10 mana stone. The system absorbs part of the energy into his mana core. A message appears, second stage progress, 11%. Jihan realizes stronger monsters on this route can help unlock his factory upgrade. The camp calms after the wolf attack. Lyra thanks Jihan quietly for saving her. Celine pats his shoulder and says he owes her another duel. Miral silently wraps a bandage around a small cut on Jihan's arm. At dawn, the caravan reaches the edge of the Luthmere wetlands. Mist covers the road, and strange blue lights flicker between the reeds. NY